Ah, the great land of Hyrule. A land this vast is bound to have lots of weird mysteries and conundrums that are just itching to be found by players. I mean, just a few weeks ago I saw that you can run on top of barrels. Creativity is constantly rewarded in this game. Today we are setting our sights on Lake Hylia for a multitude of reasons. 1, I want to know how deep this lake is. And 2, what kind of mischief can we get into by messing with this area? Let's do some weird experiments for the sake of gaming science and see what neat things we can find. So Lake Hylia has come in a variety of sizes in Zelda titles, but Breath of the Wild is one of those games where swimming is extremely limited. Link can't even wade in the water forever without drowning, and the developers never bothered to add any sort of underwater functionality like diving. Most of the time we just create ice platforms to get across water, find ourselves a raft, or we stick to the edges and fish for treasure with magnesis. Because of this, Lake Hylia is daunting. We feel a lot more helpless in it than we would in any other Zelda game. But it's because of these factors that we never get to understand how deep the lake is either. About the only gauges we have are if we summon a treasure chest through an amiibo, then pull out magnesis and try to eyeball that sucker from the bottom. But we have new tools today, so let's go underwater. This is what Lake Hylia actually looks like under all its water. There's almost like 2 levels to the lake. Like there's a step into the lake and a step down. Each step equal in height. The 2 deepest parts of the lake are near the bridge on opposite sides. Now, you'd never be able to tell these areas exist by swimming because you can't see crap, but they are certainly there. And to measure the true depth of this, we're going to use reference objects. So I decided to throw some Stone Talus into the depths of the lake. Funnily enough, a Stone Talus's projectiles don't function too well underwater. This is because the water's surface sort of acts like a layer. I'll talk about this a bit later as we progress in experiments, but with the Stone Taluses in place, we can see that the lake is approximately just over 2 Stone Taluses deep, if they're standing on top of each other. My ice block rests on the surface for reference, so this lake isn't really deep at all. Granted, some of you may think so, but given the scale of this lake, I assumed it would be a bit deeper than say 40 to 50 feet. I mean, especially with the sheer drop-offs around almost all the sides of it. While we're here though, I discovered some pretty neat things. So there's a Zora NPC named May who's over near the islands. Now of course, most of the time the game's NPCs do not come in contact with more difficult foes in the game. They generally aren't spawned near each other. But of course, we don't exactly have to play by the rules here. So first and foremost, I wanted to see how May responded when the Moldu King was summoned nearby. Moldu King, the harder form of the foe from the DLC, can launch Link into the air, but when summoned on the beach and in water, the creature was pretty much frozen in place. May didn't care either, so I summoned some Stone Talus. Stone Talus basically mimic whatever ground they spawn on if it's a matched pattern in their parameters. But even after loading them in, they wouldn't come to life. May's aura was too powerful. So I put a Stone Talus up on a hill and had it rain pain down from above. The Moldu King came alive for a second, but then went back to sleep. But the other Stone Taluses I spawned nearby were stuck frozen and unable to awaken. But May still didn't care that the enemy was targeting me and throwing rocks near them. And that's when I realized something incredible. NPCs cannot be affected by thrown boulders. It was like May had a force field around her, and the rocks were just skipping off her intimidating aura. Ironically, May talks about the lovely weather when you try to engage her in conversation. And a rock is basically frozen in time, plummeting towards her from the sky. But I can see why she doesn't care. She's a damn god. I'm over here getting pummeled as if it's one kid in a game of dodgeball versus the entire class, and she's going for a leisurely swim. She did get concerned for a moment once the other Stone Taluses finally awakened. She camped down by the breathing ground where the Moldu King was taking shelter from the rocks, but ultimately just carried on with her day. Lake Hylia is a strange place. Oh yeah, you ever try to put a guardian on a raft? Don't. Just don't. It's horrible. I don't even know what just happened. The guardian was here, but now it's way over there. Putting a Stone Talus on a raft is obviously a bad idea too. But the funny thing is, guardians in water don't really know how to fire lasers. They just kind of blow up as soon as they are shot. But I did find out that Octoroks can slowly kill guardians. And by slowly, I mean it'll probably take a few hours to do so. But anyways, I hope you learned some new stuff in this Breath of the Wild video, and if you did, subscribe now because there's more coming. Cheers.